I'm going to talk about something in relation to World of Tanks. Someone made a post in the forums. He said he's playing a game and he noticed that the enemy team always gets all the high rolls and his team always gets all the low rolls, and it happens every game, etc. And I thought, is it possible? Um, well, I decided I'm going to see if I can write an algorithm where one team gets all the high rolls and the other team gets all the low rolls. And it took me like 5 or 10 minutes to write the algorithm. And I'm going to show you how it works. First, we know that World of Tanks uses a pre-generated list for RNG, which means RNG is from 1 to 25. So we generate a list of numbers from 1 to 25, which you will either add to the number 1 or subtract from the number 1. Then, these are all positive. You have to account for the high, these are all high rolls, even the 0.01, that's 1.01. To account for the low rolls, you have to make some of them negative. So the obvious way to do it is to do a plus, a minus, a plus, a minus, a plus, a minus, a plus, a minus. And then over time, as you build your list, they're going to average out to 0, right? So you settled the problem with the RNG values. It's going to be, for example, the 0.11 minus, which is right here, would be 0.89. You would take 1.0 minus 0.11, 0.89 is the roll. So they average out to 0. Wargaming pre-calculates all the values for the RNG, averages out to 0. So now you got to distribute it amongst two teams. You have an array, we're going to call it RNG array, which contains all those values. And then you have two teams, which are arrays. We're going to call it Team A and Team 2, no, Team B. So you need to take all these values and you need to put them into here. So you're going to do a for loop. You're going to do for loop, which is proper programming language. And we're going to take this array. Now let's just do for I equals 1 to 10, which is basic on the Commodore 64. So we're going to loop using I as the incrementer. So let's say we get the value from RNG. I'm going to type get value from here, which is called a pop, and we will push it to Team A. Okay? So then Team A gets a RNG value. Now we got to do the same thing for Team B. And you do this until you've gone through all the values. And when you do this, what will happen is Team A will get all the high rolls and Team B will get all the low rolls. Let me explain. So if you get the value for Team A, it's going to be the 0.25. This goes to Team A. And then when you get the next value from the array, it goes to Team B. And then when you get the next value, it goes to Team A. Next value goes to Team B. Next value goes to Team A. Next value goes to Team B. Next value goes to Team A. Next one goes to B. And what happens is B gets a low roll, and 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 A gets all the high rolls. So that means, I'm not saying that this is the algorithm that they use. What I'm saying is that what the guy says could be true. It is possible that one team can get all the high rolls and the other team can get all the low rolls. That means one team gets all the good RNG, all the good penetration, and the other team gets all the bad penetration RNG. If you build your array, alternate positive and negative, and then pop the array or shift items or whatever. I use Perl terms because I'm a Perl programmer. And then you alternate the teams that you're sending the data out to. That's what will happen. One team gets all the high rolls, the other team gets all the low rolls. The way to fix it, you either have to randomize this array in Perl. It's easy. You use the sort command, and you just sort on a random value. And then you put it into your table already pre-sorted. And the second way is you do 2 for team A and then 2 for team B. And then A will get the first value and the second value, and B will get the next 2, and A will get the next 2, and then B will get the next 2. And then they get a high roll and a low roll, a high roll and a low roll, a high roll and a low roll, a high roll and a low roll. So this would be a correct algorithm. The other option, of course, is you sort the array. In Perl, you would use sort. It would be something like this. You would say the array equals sort, and then you do this. And over here you do like rand1 compared to rand1. And it's comparing 2 random numbers. And there's other ways to do it, I'm sure. I'm sure that somebody knows a better way, but that's the way I always used. Maybe I just got to do sort and then the rand1. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's how you. That is a array for RNG for high rolls and low rolls. If you have any questions or comments, please post below. Okay, well, let's talk real quick. How do you test this? Very simple. You play a game, and every shot on your team has to be a low roll, and every shot on the enemy team has to be a high roll. If it's not that way, then it's not true. So you would go through your replay and you would look at all the values using what's it called, the phalanx replay analyzer or something like that, and it will go through every entry. Or you could do it with a text editor, and you could determine if it's true or not. Or you could just use amazing observation while playing in the game. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.